fixture. Alan Shearer will lead out the visitors tonight, and he will always have a special place for Arsenal in his football memories as a 17-year-old just beginning to make his way in the game at Southampton. He scored a hat-trick in his first ever outing in first-team football, and it was against the Gunners, for whom, of course, the recriminations continue into the way some of their players reacted at the end of last week's goalless draw at Manchester United. The club has been charged with failing to control their players, 6 of whom also now face individual charges from the game's governing body. Arsenal have apologised for the scenes at Old Trafford, but it would also appear that they intend to defend the 6 players concerned, all of whom, of course, now face the possibility of being suspended by the FA, including the man sent off, the man who'll captain Arsenal here tonight, Patrick Vieira. It's all a worrying development for Arsenal, whose disciplinary record, of course, is already notoriously bad, and it'll be interesting to see how, if at all, it affects the players' performance here tonight. Newcastle go into the game 48 hours after playing a UEFA Cup tie against the Dutch club NEC Breda at St James's Park. A tough schedule for them, but at least they're coming off the back of a 5-0 victory, their first in any competition this season, and that will have given their players a much-needed boost in confidence ahead of such a difficult fixture here at Highbury. As ever, a capacity crowd in North London of around 38,000. OK, let's check out the team news. No Dennis Bergkamp in Arsenal's lineup. He was injured in that bad-tempered match at Old Trafford, and Sol Campbell is still on compassionate leave following the sudden death of his father. Sylvain Wiltord, who scored the winning goal in the corresponding game last season, replaces Bergkamp in attack, while the Ivory Coast international Kolo Touré continues to deputise for Campbell in defence. All 6 players facing an FA inquiry are included in this lineup. 4-4-2 for the Gunners as usual, and it's a formation designed for attacking football. Long gone are the days of boring Arsenal and those narrow 1-0 wins. Defence has been sacrificed in favour of entertainment and goals. A major blow for Newcastle is the loss of England international central defender Jonathan Woodgate, who's likely to be out for 6 weeks because of injury. His place goes to the Irish international Andy O'Brien. Alberto Solano is another casualty, but his absence is offset by the return of Lee Bowyer, who couldn't play in that UEFA Cup game in midweek because he's currently serving a 6-game European ban. Bobby Robson goes for youth in midfield, combining Kieran Dyer with Jermaine Jenas. Gary Speed drops down to the subs bench. Newcastle will also play 4-4-2. Laurent Robert operates as usual on the left of midfield, where he caused Arsenal a lot of problems in Newcastle's 3-1 victory at Highbury 2 years ago. The Highbury pitch, long renowned as one of the finest playing surfaces in the game, and looking absolutely resplendent under the floodlights again here tonight. Arsenal unbeaten in their 6 Premier League fixtures, winning 4 of them. They've already beaten Aston Villa and Everton here, Middlesbrough and Manchester City on their travels. They drew against Pompey at Highbury, the first drop points of the season, in fact, and then, of course, notoriously away to Manchester United, a 0-0 draw a week ago. Their first 0-0 draw, by the way, for more than 2 years, a total of 83 games, astonishingly, and the previous team to produce that goalless scoreline against Arsenal was, coincidentally, Newcastle United in May of 2001. Arsenal lead the Premier League table. They've got 14 out of 18 points so far. They're 1 point ahead of Chelsea and Manchester United. So if they win here tonight, they would extend their lead in the early stages of the season to 4 points. A lot of attention, of course, on Patrick Vieira, sent off for the 9th time in his career, 8 times in the Premier League, once in the League Cup competition. Thierry Henry's statistics are, as usual, surrounding goals. Top scorer, as ever, 4 for Arsenal so far this season. two of them from the penalty spot. And certainly the crowd showing their backing for all those Arsenal players who have been the subject of so much criticism in the media in Great Britain over the past 7 days. A feeling in some quarters that maybe there's been an overreaction by the newspapers to events at Old Trafford, but certainly it's clear that the Football Association, the governing body, don't believe so. And it is now quite possible, likely you might even speculate, that Arsenal could lose something like 4 or 5 players all around the same time at a critical point in the season. Coming up for Arsenal in the very near future, a trip to Anfield to take on Liverpool, and then a home game against Chelsea in the Premier League, and then a visit to Moscow next Tuesday in a Champions League match. Alan Shearer has known what it's like to be on the winning side here, and not many have had that feeling. He scored a penalty in that 3-1 win a couple of years ago. Mike Riley is tonight's referee, and I suppose, if you like, all referees are under a little bit more scrutiny now where Arsenal are concerned because of events at Old Trafford. Newcastle have managed just 2 wins in their 8 league and cup matches so far, and they really do need some kind of morale booster. 1 place off the bottom of the Premier League table, just 3 points from a possible 15. Only newly promoted Wolves are below the Geordie club in the table, and that's embarrassing for a team that did so well last season when they finished 3rd. Arsenal in red and white, Newcastle in the famous black and white stripes, of course. Ray Parlour, one of the Old Trafford 6. And on to Keown, another of them. Lehmann, the goalkeeper, is also one of those being charged. Played every game since he came from Borussia Dortmund, replacing David Seaman, who's now at Manchester City. Lehmann's clearance, flicked on, and then away by Hughes, playing it right back in this slightly reconstructed Newcastle team. Bernard, the left back, with a good interception. Dyer has turned back towards his own goal and inadvertently almost gave the ball away. Gibbons' clearance, not too impressive, and Arsenal enjoying all the early possession here. Patrick Vieira for them. Good turn by Henry, and the pace as ever to go past people as though they weren't there. Oh, and a good save by Gibbon. It was an awkward ball. It was so slow almost coming to him. When he expected from Wiltord a more firm shot, it never happened, and that could have easily unsettled the keeper. Almost a dramatic start here for Arsenal. And Newcastle have got to get a grip of things. Again, they've given it away to Ljungberg this time. Now the England left-back, Ashley Cole. This is Gilberto, and he almost lost out. Keown in quickly on Alan Shearer, and Gibbon already earning his money for the evening. Very important stop this. It didn't look spectacular, but this was going in. And if it hadn't have gone in, it would most surely have fallen straight to the feet of Wiltord. Terrific run down the left by the England fullback Cole. Newcastle have a free kick, and their first opportunity to threaten the Arsenal goal. Andy O'Brien has come forward in the side because of the injury to Jonathan Woodgate. Laurent Robert will take the kick. Well, the Frenchman's quite capable of hitting the target from here. Oh, very nearly did so. Good header away by Keown. Tough as they come. And perhaps the biggest offender in the after-match scenes at Old Trafford a week ago. First corner of the game to the visitors. Shearer waits to pounce. Reverse kick a little flat, too low, and rather easily cleared. Now Olivier Bernard, the Frenchman. That's a poor ball. Keown Lauren's clearance. Henry out-headed by Bramble, who should win most of the aerial battles tonight, certainly, but when the ball's at Henry's feet, and indeed will talk, it's a different matter. Lee Bowyer was sent off, playing here a couple of years ago in a very stormy game when he was at Leeds United. Lack of confidence already evident from Newcastle's early play. They've only got 2 points more than Wolves, who are rock bottom, and indeed, of course, if they're beaten here, well, they could actually go bottom of the table tomorrow. Arsenal's free kick. So Bobby Robson, incredibly, has come in for some criticism because of the start that Newcastle have made, how short people's memories are. He has truly transformed this great club from the trough of despair. They suffered under Ruud Gullit near the bottom of the table, and morale was so low. Very strange to think that anyone could be critical of Sir Bobby's efforts. Here's Shearer, and that's not a bad ball. Keown with an excellent interception to take it off the toe of Lee Bowyer. Now Henry for Arsenal. Brilliant turn of pace again. There's no better player at running at speed with the ball. There's Lauren, the Cameroon international, now a fixture at right back, the position occupied for so many years, of course, by Lee Dixon. Wiltor showing that he's got a decent turn of pace as well. Now Ljungberg. Suddenly opened up for the Swede. Henry. Lauren. Good football this. Parler's cross. Bramble beaten to it. And back in again. Wiltor couldn't control it. Bernard under pressure. It came off Ray Parler, though. In his attempt to control it on his chest, he's only conceded the throw. He's been a substitute for most of Arsenal's games this season, but he's in the side on merit at the moment. Oh, sloppy play again by Newcastle. Here's Ljungberg with the through ball for Vieira. Bramble's clearance, Henry's shot, and that's a possible offside, and it is. Not very often that Patrick Vieira gets that far forward. Not exactly a renowned goal scorer, the Arsenal skipper. Arsene Wenger, who have celebrated 7 years in charge here next week. And of course, the one statistic that everyone keeps repeating is that he's had 52 players sent off in that time. That's the negative side of it, but the positive side is that he has made Arsenal into a major force, certainly in this country. Haven't quite cracked the European scene as yet, but they are cited as the great rivals for Manchester United every Premier League season. And here's one of the main reasons why: the brilliant Thierry Henry, one of Wenger's many, many shrewd signings. Parler, one of the few he inherited, in fact. Vieira, Gilberto. And now Lauren. Familiar situation this for Arsenal, with the opposing side getting so many players back behind the ball. They have to stay patient and pass their way through the opposition like this. Parler doing well. Now the Brazilian Gilberto again. Oh, what a lovely ball. Sylvain Wiltor. And the goalkeeper hesitated this time. Bramble finally hacks it away as Henry almost punished Newcastle for some very hesitant defending. The rain pouring heavily now in North London, and Bowyer trying to say, well, he slid accidentally into that tackle rather than maliciously. The referee partly believes him because no yellow card, but it is a free kick. Taken by Lauren. And a break on here. Great running by Dyer, and then by Bowyer, out to the right. Bellamy took a good position as well, but Arsenal have it back. It was a promising moment for Newcastle that they weren't able to do anything with. Lauren now. Hacked away, and Genus was almost dispossessed by his own player there, Dyer, who's given it away anyway. Ljungberg, Cole to his left. Ashley Cole's cross, and that's been deflected for Arsenal's first corner. He's really been getting forward down that left-hand side, Ashley Cole, in the opening 10 minutes here. And it was that first surging run that could well have brought about the first Arsenal goal of the night. Martin Keown, who hasn't scored in the Premier League for over 3 years, nonetheless menacing presence for Henry's corner. Shearer it was who got it away on the near post. Very important player at both ends of the field for Newcastle. Shearer's team have drawn 3 of their 5 Premier League games so far, lost the other 2. The draws came against Leeds and Everton away, and Bolton at home. They've been beaten by Manchester United at Old Trafford and Birmingham at St James's Park. O'Brien's clearance. And Bellamy rather easily outwitted Vieira. Lauren helps it on to Parla. And they're backing away here, Newcastle. But it hit Henry rather than him making any deliberate effort. Nightmare condition for the goalkeeper, this. Both of them. Slippery pitch, slippery ball. And slippery customers like Alan Shearer trying to do his best to make a fool of Jens Lehmann at the other end. There hasn't been much rain in Britain for a long time. Yes, I did make that statement, but it looks as though that's all changed here tonight. Genus beaten to it, but gets it back. Well, yep. Disappointing ball by the former Leeds and West Ham man. Well, it looks as though the weather is making up for the driest summer in many, many years, and one of the driest on record in Britain. And it's causing the players some problems. A complete accidental slip has given Newcastle possession again. Genus. Here's Dyer. Now Bellamy. And back by Ljungberg for Arsenal. Patrick Vieira. Will talk. Great tackle. And Arsenal, dogged and persistent as ever, get it back. Bellamy. A good old scramble in the middle of the field has ended up with Arsenal getting a free kick. I must say I didn't see much wrong with the contribution of either player there, but Mr. Riley did. Free kick against Bellamy with a foul on Henry. Martin Keown. Parla saw the opportunity to turn in field. Gilberto. And Vieira's given it away to Hughes. Foul by Ashley Cole. Well, it's often been said that no one doubts his attacking qualities. Defensively, there have been some question marks placed against the England man. Tonight, we've certainly seen him at his best going forward. He'll have his work cut out, keeping an eye on Kieran Dyer being used on that right flank where he was against NEC Breda, the Dutch club in midweek, and to very good effect. Norberto Solano, who usually occupies that position, is out injured. Shearer's header at the other end. Awkward clearance by Touré. Certainly we're looking at two teams here who love to attack and who are much better going forward than they are defending. Henry trying to tempt Hughes into the tackle and then cheekily played it straight against him. Still Henry, and still, oh, what a magnificent run and shot by Thierry Henry. Good save. Still the danger hasn't gone for Newcastle. Here's Henry again. But not for long this time. Well, these conditions are adding an unexpected element to this match. It's been a very pacey opening here. Good interception by Laurent to deny Laurent Robert. Training and playing in really hot temperatures for almost the whole of the season. That flicked off the heel of the defender as well, so it was an even better save by Shay Given. And a good ball, Laurent finding Wiltor. Well, they're hanging on, Newcastle, but that's about the size of it at the moment. Just hanging on. Keogh. That's a poor ball, straight to grateful O'Brien. And the curtain of rain almost obliterating some of the players out there. It's so heavy. Arsenal get a free kick. Arsenal lost their title to Manchester United last season, of course, despite having an 8-point lead at one stage. In fact, as late as March, they had that many points in hand. But they only won 4 of their last 9 games, and they were overtaken as United went on to win the championship by 5 points. Arsenal finishing runners-up for the 4th time in 5 seasons. Champions on the other occasion, underlining again Wenger's superb record. Robert for Newcastle. He was asking a lot of Alan Shearer. And off from Arsenal again. Cole, who just seemed to be limping a little bit there, just winced with pain when he played that ball out to the left to Ljungberg. Could be an injury problem for him. And of course they've lost so many defenders recently, Arsenal. They can ill afford to lose another. Here's Vieira. Gilberto. Clever little triangles in the middle of the field as Arsenal try to tempt Newcastle forward, but Newcastle's discipline has been excellent so far. Here's Henry. He can undo any kind of disciplined defence. The back header took it away from Wiltor, but Paula finds him and pulls straight across the goal by the Frenchman and in by Ljungberg, and away again. Well, they're really clinging on by their fingernails here. Jermaine Genius was the man who got it away, and that was bound for goal, no question. Vieira, Paula. Laurent, plenty of time for the cross. Oh! Sliced away and in by Henry. Bramble's mistake, and Thierry Henry stolen on the far post to give Arsenal a richly deserved lead on 18 minutes at Highbury. Bramble doesn't need reminding that it was his mistake that set up the Frenchman, but another superb move by Arsenal. Awful attempt at a clearance. Would have been better letting it go straight across, I think, because it wrong-footed his goalkeeper apart from anything else. And a young man who has not had the best of starts to his Newcastle career has made a crucial error there. You do not want to make errors when this fella's lurking in the penalty box. Thierry Henry gets his 5th goal of the season. Arsenal, who started superbly here, deserve their lead. Meantime, Gary Lewin, their physio, just administering some treatment there to Ashley Cole's right knee by the looks of it. I think he was actually off the field when they scored. Well, Newcastle can't really complain about the scoreline here, because there were 2, if not 3, really good openings for Arsenal before that goal. Here's Bowyer. Vieira. Bowyer making life difficult for the Arsenal skipper, who did brilliantly. And it's broken again to Thierry Henry. He loved these conditions with his pace, flying forward. Just played it in slightly behind Wiltor. Well, he scored 24 Premier League goals last season, won both the Writers and the Professional Footballers Player of the Year titles, and looks set for another brilliant campaign. Raymond's clearance was poor. And Dyer, then Newcastle a throw. Cole still limping a little. I just wonder whether they'll have to address that situation sooner rather than later, Arsenal. Certainly don't have a specialist left-back amongst their substitutes. They have got Pascal Sigon, a central defender, so they could switch things around, but they won't want to lose Cole. Guinness for Newcastle. Robert, not seen much of the ball as yet, the Frenchman. And he's got to do better when he gets it. Whoops. And Lehman slipped, and you don't want to do that with Alan Shearer around. I think Shearer probably thought it was a straightforward catch, which it should have been, and didn't follow in his usual style. Well, Newcastle have been seriously unsettled by the start Arsenal have made here. And they've got to get a grip of things. It is very strange, you know, they've started the season so badly, and Shearer is caught offside. They were superb in the previous campaign, Newcastle. As I mentioned, 3rd place after being in the bottom half in 4 of the previous 5 seasons. It's their highest position since they were runners-up 6 years earlier. Now by O'Brien. Mr. Riley finding in Arsenal's favour. Almost midway through the first half of this Barclaycard English Premier League fixture, and Arsenal lead by 1-0 against Newcastle. There's another injury problem for Arsenal now. Patrick Vieira has just left the field briefly, they hope, for treatment on what looks like a thigh injury. And he's resumed his usual position. Been a lot of theories given as to why Newcastle have made a poor start. Sir Bobby Robson's own opinion is that maybe for a young and reasonably experimental side, success last season came too early and expectations were accordingly higher. The likes of Bramble are still young men in the game, only 22 and only about his 3rd season at this level. The Geordies are amongst the most passionate of all football followers, and they were expecting their team to push on from 3rd place and possibly even challenge for the title this season. It's been a very different sort of start to what was expected. As we see again that horrendous miss-kick by Bramble. Thierry Henry gambling at the far post, getting away from his marker and getting reward. Incredible talent he is. Challenge by Lauren has displeased referee Riley. A long ticking off for Lauren, but it looks as though the referee's going to leave it at that. No card as yet. You can just see in the background there the Brazilian Edu, apparently ready to come on for Arsenal. And it's Vieira's injury that's the worst of the two casualties. Him and Ashley Cole both receiving treatment. But it is Vieira who's got to come off, and what a miserable week he's had. Sent off at Old Trafford, and the subject of a lot of critical newspaper articles, now taken off because of injury. Only 25 minutes into tonight's game. A very, very capable replacement in Edu, who makes his 4th appearance of the season, all of them from the subs bench, and confirmed as a thigh injury for Vieira. And with the European game on Tuesday in Moscow, clearly they didn't want to take any risks, especially having lost their first Champions League game so heavily, 3-0 here to Inter Milan. Bellamy gets a good ball through there, and there's danger, and Robert's on hand, and he's done it again. He loves coming to this ground. He had a wonderful game and scored 2 years ago when Newcastle beat Arsenal, and he sent those Geordie fans into ecstasy again. Laurent Robert gets an unexpected goal within seconds of Patrick Vieira's substitution. Lovely ball by Bellamy, and the cutback found Robert ideally placed, and he wasn't going to miss from there, was he? He also scored in the 1-1 home draw against Arsenal at St James's Park last season, so they really are his favourite opposition in more ways than one. Big credit to Kieran Dyer for the ball back into the Frenchman, and Newcastle have had a fortunate break there. They're back in the game, and with Arsenal having lost arguably their most influential player as well, it's suddenly not looking quite such a comfortable night for the Gunners. Challenged by Bernard. That's given a bit of fresh belief now to Newcastle. And they've made an important interception again. The whistle's gone for a challenge. The referee sees as a free kick. Well, you can always rely on Newcastle to get goals, of course. They scored 63 in the Premier League last season. But Sir Bobby Robson's team have always had problems defensively. They conceded 48 in the previous campaign. It was never going to be 0-0 this one. As Cole finds the incoming player, Edu. Brazilian got a little nudge as he played the ball away. And it was spotted by referee Riley, and there's a little bit of a minor altercation in the middle of the field. Gilberto looking after his fellow Brazilian with a few words well chosen, I'm sure, at Bellamy. Fiery character, the number 10 for Newcastle, the Welsh international, and the Brazilians gang up on the Welshman to tell the referee exactly what happened. Good to see that he's just telling people to calm down without flourishing yellow cards, as Steve Bennett found it necessary to do at Old Trafford last week. Newcastle's free kick for offside. They also started badly last season, by the way, even though they went on to finish third. They only took 4 out of the first 15 points. And I remember they were one place off the bottom, just as they are now, in mid-September. So it's a bit of deja vu for Newcastle this season. But if they can get anything out of this fixture, it really would be just the shot in the arm they need. Hughes. Genus. Back to O'Brien. Not the worst ball, that. Well defended by Arsenal. It's a real hurry-scurry game in the middle of the field. And suddenly space opens up for Wiltor at the other end, and the goalkeeper could have seen that deflected over his head. But kept his eyes on the ball throughout. Robert. Oh, he has lost out. Parler. Well, this slick surface now, due to the rain, is really making the ball travel quickly. As Alberto loses possession. Dyer. Bellamy with him. And here he is. Giving it to Hughes. Good ball down the line. Robert's switch from the left to the right, but not too successfully. Minutes to half-time at Highbury. Arsenal 1, Newcastle 1. Arsenal had a terrific home record in the Premier League last season. They won 15 of their 19 home games. Blackburn Rovers and Leeds United, the only teams to win here. Liverpool and Manchester United both drew at Highbury. Everyone else was put to the sword in some style, usually. Cole. And he has possession again, having apparently overcome that knee problem. Touré. Edu. That's a strange thing that from the moment Patrick Vieira left the field, it seemed Newcastle gained confidence. Seconds later they scored, of course. Gary Speed amongst the substitutes tonight. Would love to be out there, I'm sure. Robert. And gets it back cleverly from Genus. Ooh, I tell you what, Shearer was unmarked in space there. And they might still find him. Dyer. Good strong run again by Kieran Dyer. And he's earned his team a corner. Seems to be reveling in the space he's finding, the extra space out there on the right. Well, there's corner, really belted it from one side of the field to the other. It's gone straight out on the other side for a goal kick. What a strange kick that was. Wasteful. If they do manage a draw tonight, Newcastle will move up a couple of places on goal difference. If they were to go on and win this, then Sir Bobby Robson's team would actually move up 7 places in the league to 12th, at least until tomorrow, of course, when the majority of Premier League fixtures are played. This brought forward to the Friday at Arsenal's request, because they have a long trip to Moscow and an early kick-off in the Champions League on Tuesday. And Newcastle, somewhat surprisingly, agreed. I say surprisingly in view of the fact that they played, remember, only 48 hours ago. Good strong clearance by Given. Playing for a bit of divine intervention, perhaps, Arsene Wenger. And certainly his team have just lost their rhythm after a very bright start. No foul given. Despite the challenge on Ljungberg. Here's Bellamy taking on Cole. Two players with real pace. That'll be a fascinating battle. Bellamy playing his third game in 7 days after so many knee problems. He's had 5 operations on his dodgy knee already, even though he's only in his early 20s. Ljungberg still complaining about the tackle on him moments earlier. You better get on with the game, because there's a dangerous ball, and Lawrence had to head behind for a corner. Much better effort this time. With real pace and precision. And firm header away by the Brazilian Edu. Guillaume finds himself in a bit of a corner, quite literally, and it's been kept in play, has it? No, whistle's gone. Players' energy really bringing Newcastle back into the picture here. Overall, Arsenal, as you'd expect, have had most of the possession. But certainly, I think the trend has changed over the last few minutes. And how? Look at those figures. 71% over the last 5 minutes in Newcastle's favour. Dyer to Bellamy. He's done well, Bellamy, and Bernard menacingly in a good position here, and Lehmann really had to get his body behind that ball with a skiddy surface. That could easily have embarrassed him. He hasn't scored many goals, the Frenchman, in his Newcastle career. And Arsenal just lost a little bit of the plot here. There's one man who can find it again. It's Henry, who was knocked over there. To the dismay of the home fans, no free kick given. Here's Robert, and now Kieran Dyer, who's really reveling in the action out there tonight, does brilliantly again. Oh, what a turnaround. There was no sign of this revival in the first, 15 minutes, 20 minutes even. And Newcastle have got a free kick. Can Bramble atone for his earlier error? He scored his first ever goal for the club in midweek against NEC Breda. Robert, I'm not quite sure what he was going for there. He got it wrong, rather like the earlier corner. Good play by Bernard. Well, that's good enough to took an extra touch, and it didn't seem necessary, but he knew what he was doing. And an offside decision. Henry can't believe it's him. Newcastle won 69 points last season. There were 9 adrift of Arsenal. But crucially 2 points ahead of Chelsea, and went into the Champions League qualifying competition where they were very disappointingly dumped out by Partizan Belgrade, despite having won the away leg in Belgrade. They expected to be in the Champions League, they planned for it, budgeted for it, and that was the first major disappointment of this new season for them. Gina's taking a bit of a risk, and he was very happy to hear the whistle go. Foul by Edu. Another of the young men in this squad learning the game, and you'd have learned a lesson there. You can't take liberties against top Brazilians, and I'm not sure at all what that decision's been given for, I must say. Referee puzzling everyone with that one, and angering Shearer. Making a game of it here, Newcastle, and Arsenal have so far not really picked up the pace by way of a response, and they keep getting caught offside. Wiltor this time. appealing shrug from Henry, but nonetheless it's the 5th offside decision. And well, on the basis of that picture, yeah, I thought he was not in shot at the time, but he certainly was offside. Hughes just pushing up in the nick of time. Bramble's free kick. Shearer's header, just in behind Bellamy. Now Lauren. Bernard. Now by Parla. Giving away too many free kicks at the moment, Arsenal. That's not helping the flow of their game. O'Brien. Neat layoff by Dyer to Genus. Shearer out on the right. Cross easily dealt with by Lauren. Shearer back to win the loose ball in midfield. They've played really well in the last 15 minutes or so, Newcastle. Visiting teams always expect Arsenal to come out guns blazing, and they never let them down. That's exactly what happened here tonight. And of course, they scored a goal in that spell. But since then, Newcastle have given every bit as they've taken, really. And the game is very evenly poised at 1-1. 5 minutes of the half remaining. Loose ball by Bernard. It's Henry pursuing it. And of course, Henry had to just walk away, otherwise he would have been offside. Newcastle certainly learned the winning habit last season. They were in the top 4 from New Year's Day onwards. And they actually briefly led the table in January. So the situation that they could find themselves in at the bottom is not one they'd be happy with for obvious reasons. But at the moment, they're not thinking about that. They're taking the game to Arsenal splendidly. But now the chance of a counter-attack, led by Parla and the magnificent Thierry Henry. Bramble intercepts. Edu. And being encouraged by the crowd to go forward. Ashley Cole. And leaves it this time to Gilberto, on to Parla, and space on the right now for Lauren. Good cross. Cole has kept it in play. Splendidly using the full width of the pitch here, Arsenal. This is much more like the way they started the game. Gilberto. Oh, clever play by Gilberto. That's brilliant. Wiltor. Wonderful football. Terrific movement. So much to admire in the Arsenal build-up here, but couldn't produce the finish. What about that from the Brazilian Gilberto? Steady at the back. Kolo Touré actually started his career in that position. Many now regard him as either a midfield player, or he's played quite a few games at right back for Arsenal, but he did start as a central defender. There about the positioning of the ball for the free kick. challenge there between Parler and Bernard, both players arguing that the throw should have gone their way. It's gone Arsenal's. They worked really hard to get themselves back into this game, Newcastle. Very important. They concentrate hard now with the half-time whistle so close. Shearer closing down his old England colleague, Martin Keown, as Sir Bobby Robson prepares in his mind his half-time speech to the troops. Keir and Dyer and co make it an easier speech for him, I wonder. Shearer missed the header this time. Parler. Warren with space to attack. A little bit too early. Haven't seen too much of Lee Bowyer in this first half. Great turn by Henry. Well, whenever he gets the ball, you expect something special, and he usually delivers. As we enter the first minute, well, the only minute, in fact, of stoppage time, Henry close to restoring the lead for Arsenal. It's been an entertaining half of football here. Certainly the early stages dominated by Arsenal, but Newcastle really fought back into the game. But they might have a problem here. Bernard slips as he tried to clear, and the half-time whistle has gone. This, incidentally, is his 100th Premier League match for the Gunners. Newcastle United will get the second half underway. They used to have something of a fixation about playing in London. They had an appalling record in the capital. They went something like 28, 29 matches without recording a single win till they came to Highbury 2 years ago. That game was also under the lights, an evening match, and they won 3-1 that night. Laurent Robert scored then. He scored here tonight. Will it be a case of history repeating itself? I wonder. Gibbons' clearance towards Alan Shearer, who netted a penalty for Arsenal, for Newcastle rather, at the end, that they are attacking in this second half. So the omens are good if you're a Geordie. They are still waiting, remember, for their first league victory of the season, and Arsenal have not lost a game yet in the Premier League. The Gunners took an amazing 47 out of 57 points on their own ground last season and scored 47 goals in those games, let in only 20. Really wonderful statistics. Long ball by Gilberto, headed away by O'Brien, and yet another offside decision. There have been too many of them from Arsenal's point of view tonight, that's for sure. Pires sits and waits and wonders if he might be called upon. One of the very talented Arsenal subs bench tonight. One of them already on the field, of course, Edu, who replaced the injured Vieira. Pires did score on that Tuesday evening match against Newcastle a couple of years ago. Shearer's header on. Really had a sniff of a goal-scoring opportunity as yet, Alan Shearer, but his very presence is so important for Newcastle. And here he is again, winning another header. Parler for Arsenal. Keown took a risk there against the nippy Bellamy. He played himself out of trouble very cleverly. Now Ljungberg. Has got through so much work here tonight. He's been outstanding for Newcastle. Ljungberg trying to come out with the ball, and Henry takes over. Splendid pass as well. Nice little layoff as well by Parla. Here he is. They're not flowing as they were early on, Arsenal. There's no question about that. Aaron Dyer hasn't stopped running tonight. Genus. Collier in the middle of the field. O'Brien at the back. Edu. An old Brazilian heart to the Arsenal midfield. Parla with a splendid ball, and the goalkeeper had to come there and did so very impressively. We better get rid of it now, though. Keep him taking his time before finally giving it straight back to Arsenal. Misunderstanding between Gilberto and Lauren. Very timely interception at the other end by Shea Given, who stayed very calm, where many goalkeepers tend to panic in those situations. This is Hughes. Players from both sides working so hard to win back possession, and there's a lovely ball for Ljungberg. Oh, how unlucky can you get? Freddie Ljungberg denied by the thickness of the post, and Arsenal very unfortunate not to be back in the lead here. But at the other end, they've got defending to do. Bellamy running at them and then trying to pick out the far corner. But the Swede was so unfortunate here. There was a slip by O'Brien that let him in. He cleverly lifted it over goalkeeper Given, only to see it rebound back off the post. Five minutes into the second half, and Arsenal unfortunate not to be in the lead again. And right in front of their travelling fans, Robert takes Newcastle's corner, and it almost sneaked through there on the near post. Ljungberg has contributed a lot of goals to Arsenal's successes in recent years. Got 9 goals last season, 12 the year before when they won the title. And obviously Pascal Sigon, the French central defender, is ready to come on here. As Gilberto wins it back for Arsenal, and Wiltord takes it forward. Henry. And again, Thierry Henry lets it run to Gilberto this time. Lauren. Parla. Good ball in towards Henry, and Bramble forces it behind for a corner. Ashley Cole is the player who's still struggling. You might remember in the first half he got a bang on the knee. He seemed to have recovered, but it's obviously come back again, the problem, and he will be substituted. On in his place, the former Lille player, Pascal Sigon, who had a lot of first-team action for Arsenal last season, but has been on the fringes rather this season. And the England coach, Sven-Göran Eriksson, will certainly be concerned about the loss of his first-choice left-back. Wiltord. Challenge by Wiltord has led to a Newcastle free kick in a position where they probably would rather have just gone out for a goal kick. Sigon, a central defender, so they might have to just switch things around there. At the back, Arsenal, yet again, of course, they've been so disrupted in that department. And there was a time, of course, when you could read off every single one of the Arsenal defenders, almost like reading the alphabet in the days of Seaman and Dixon and Winterburn and Adams and Keown. Not anymore. They seem to change week in, week out these days. Ray Parlour. Clever turn again. And Henry ran into trouble, but the referee has seen it as a foul. Seemed a bit harsh. And the crowd trying to give Arsenal that little extra lift here. Keown has gone forward. Henry and Edu, the two players over the ball. The left-footed Brazilian will fancy this one. And no wonder. He got some real power and pace behind it. Direction just slightly off. Clever ball moments earlier to set Ljungberg free. And they were on their feet behind the goal, celebrating what they thought was going to be Arsenal's second goal of the match. Just one goal so far this season, Freddie Ljungberg. O'Brien stabbing it forward for Bellamy, who's been quiet tonight, really. I'm not sure whether the knee problem is affecting him after so many games in a short space of time. A wild challenge there by Ray Parlour. He's got away with it. Jermaine Genius on to Kieran Dyer. Hughes. Poor cross by Northern Ireland international Aaron Hughes. And Arsenal got straight back into the action. This is Parlour. It's a good ball for Henry. Up against Titus Bramble, the former Ipswich Town player. Can't quite shake him off. And that's good persistent play by Newcastle, and then a sloppy ball by a very disappointing Lee Bowyer. Just not found his form since he went to Newcastle. Bellamy thought that was a dive, clearly, from his reaction. Arsenal keep possession anyway. 10 minutes into the second half. And they have it back, the visitors, with Laurent Robert, their goal scorer. Bellamy. Back again to the Frenchman. He's got a point to prove, Robert, because he's been censured by the club for comments he made on his personal website. You can never imagine Alan Shearer doing such a thing. Bernard. And that's Arsenal's throw. Arsenal, the Premier League's top scorers, remember last season, they scored 85. And amazingly, they've actually managed at least one goal in 80 of their last 83 league games. Ljungberg for them, loses out. Dyer. Facing the wrong way, so he did the sensible thing. Back to Andy O'Brien. I'm sure Newcastle would regard a point as a very, very good result here, just to get some of his team back on track again. It's his 5th season in charge of Newcastle, and you have to keep reminding yourself he's 70. A granddad. Great play again by Henry. Absolutely outstanding he's been again tonight. This is Parlour. Thierry Henry. Blocked by O'Brien. Newcastle's tormentor there again. Bernard at full stretch. Ljungberg for Arsenal. And a good little spell again here, the home side. Gilberto. And even Henry couldn't fish that one out of the sky. push there on Shearer by Sigong. So clever at winning free kicks. Physical player who knows the right time to go down, of course, as well. And his combination with Bellamy has been a big part of Newcastle's success in the last couple of years. But it's still a long, long time since the Geordie club won a trophy. Almost 50 years now. The FA Cup way back in the mid-1950s. Shearer flicks it on to Bellamy. A good layoff to Robert. Referee got in the way there. Couldn't allow Bowie onto the ball, and they could pay a heavy price for that. Wiltor, he's only got Henry up with him at the moment, but suddenly arriving was Parler. Good tackle. And back to Robert. Bellamy's flick, and offside. Sigong, the Philly player, should be reasonably comfortable in that role, having replaced Ashley Cole. Poor distribution by Arsenal. Robert and now Bellamy. Good challenge by Edu. Gilberto. Quick change of pace by the Brazilian. Henry's offside. He's a very expressive character, Thierry Henry. Robert Pires is about to join the action, just to provide a further French problem as far as Newcastle are concerned. So much attacking talent at Arsenal that even the likes of Pires has had to sit it out more than once this season. But it looks as though he's going to get his opportunity now. They don't lack players going forward, Arsenal. What they do lack at the moment is defenders, of course. Sol Campbell on compassionate leave. His father tragically died of heart failure. He was buried only yesterday. Ashley Cole has now gone off injured. Fizzing about here in the middle of the field. Robert. Bernard. And gets it back from Robert. Good spell now for Newcastle. It's been that sort of game where each team has had little periods of possession, but now they've given theirs away. Perez about to come on, and the man he'll replace, Ray Parler, so they've taken off a tough midfield player who does get forward with an out-and-out attacker, and judging by the response of the crowd, they're not too pleased to see Parler being taken off. Great header. Away by Bramble, and it's not properly away though. And now Henry is pulled up with an injury. The ball was smashed at him from close range. Takes the opportunity to get some fluid on board. Henry all right to continue. Evans, huge kick. Shearer following it all the way. Away by Toure, only as far as Genus, and now Boya. Laurent. Henry. Good ball there on the line. It just bounced out, but the creation was excellent, even if the delivery was not quite spot on. So Arsenal got their three-pronged French attack now of Henry, Wiltor and Pires. So Bobby comes down from the director's box to the touchline to direct operations. His 36th year in management this is. Another capacity crowd of just over 38,000 inside Highbury. Every match, of course, is full here. That's why they want to move. Still having problems finding the finances for their new stadium. Just a little over 25 minutes remaining in this Barclaycard English Premier League match. Arsenal 1, Newcastle 1. Arsenal took the lead through Thierry Henry. And another Frenchman, Laurent Robert, equalised for Newcastle. There's another Frenchman, Segon, about to deliver the long throw. Looked like a foul there by Shearer back in his own half. Nothing's been given. Keown's clearance. It's gone straight to Bernard. And a good ball on from Gilberto. Ljungberg now operating down the right-hand side where Parler had originally Robert's challenge, and it looks as though the referee might be reaching for a card for the Newcastle winger here. Having kept his cards firmly in his pocket so far. He decided that was worthy of a caution, and you have to say, I'm sure he was right. Sent off at Everton a couple of weeks ago, Laurent Robert. And he's got to tread carefully from here on in, having trodden all over Ljungberg. Bit of tenderness around the ankle, and if there's any problem here, then Arsenal and Arsene Wenger certainly have got a problem, because remember, they've already used their permitted trio of substitutes. Vieira had to go off early on. Edu took his place, then Ashley Cole had to go off. Segon coming on for him, and then a voluntary substitution, if you like, with Pires replacing Ray Parler, but it looks like a problem here for Ljungberg. So they might just have to face the rest of this game with 10 men, and not only that, they can face the rest of the game with a lead, or at least the next few minutes. Gilberto stealing in when Newcastle were flat-footed and had lost concentration. His first ever goal in the Premier League, and his first ever goal here at Highbury. Just when things were looking grim for the Gunners, they've hit back with a goal. Bit of shirt pulling going on, but you expect that these days. And Gilberto was free of all the hassle to head home for the first time in a Premier League fixture. Scored a couple in cup ties. And another offside decision here. Well, a very relieved Arsene Wenger is still waiting to find out whether Freddie Ljungberg can continue here. So the goal could not have come at a better moment in that respect. Just what Arsenal needed, especially if they have to play on here with only 10 men. He's coming back for the moment, but you can see for yourself how painful it is for the Swede. just what he didn't need. He gets possession straight away and then gets fouled straight away. Well, in the old days, before substitutions were allowed and players got injured and stayed on, they used to say they were there simply for nuisance value. I'm not sure how much of a nuisance he can prove to be hobbling at the moment, but we shall see. As long as he doesn't do further damage to the injury, it's better than having 10 men, obviously. With a free kick, 20 minutes to go, and the previous free kick led to a goal, and Henry almost got one again. Thunderous shot back in, and if Gibbon hadn't been in the right place then, Wood would have scored a really spectacular effort. Really struck that with venom, and Gibbon just happened to be standing exactly where he should have been. Can Newcastle get back into this game again? Well, they've got to keep believing, because they did so in the first half, and the flow of the game was certainly going against them. But at the moment, Arsenal are flying. By Boya. I wonder if Sabodi will think about making a positive substitution himself now. Well, Gary Speed clearly is about to come on. Pires. It's a good ball by Pires, and Henry dispossessed right on the edge of the box. I thought perhaps we might see, for instance, Shoulder Amiobi come on for Newcastle, or maybe we will eventually, but it's clearly Gary Speed who will be introduced first. Great run by Olivier Benoit. Oh, what a finish by the Frenchman! Superb goal, and Newcastle have come back. It's the French connection tonight, all right. What a wonderful strike by the fullback. He doesn't get many goals. When he does score them, they're nearly always spectacular. Beautiful, incisive ball, and he did the rest. Thunderous shot. 2-2. Game on again. Well, that was a beauty, and one worthy of getting something out of the game from Newcastle's point of view, and at the same time, they are making a change now, and Lee Boya, who's not had a good night, let's be honest, is about to be replaced by Gary Speed. I was a little surprised that Speed was left out in the first place. So Bobby Robson's a huge fan of the experienced Welsh international, and nearly always selects him in his starting lineup. He went for that more youthful combination of Dyer and Genus, but now Speed is on to add his experience to the mix. Pires. Henry. Edu. Meantime, Freddie Ljungberg has had to go off again for more treatment on that ankle problem. So at least for the moment, Arsenal are down to 10, and I do wonder if they're going to have to take him off, because if he sustains further damage, then obviously it would be pointless sending him out there. Genus. Hughes gets it back from Dyer. Well, those two goals in quick succession have really lifted the crowd here at both ends of the stadium. Newcastle have got a very vocal support behind the goal. They're attacking now with Alan Shearer, who's got away from his man, and a splendid ball in. Lehmann at full stretch to get it clear. Here's Robert. Good block. Arsenal throwing bodies at the ball. And yet another injury problem on this troubled night for the Gunners. It's Keown this time. And I think that's Bellamy who's down and out for Newcastle as well. Well, if another defender has to join the casualty list in Highbury, they really are going to be in trouble for all the games coming up. That's how Bellamy hit the deck. Accidental elbow, I'm sure, by Lehmann, the goalkeeper, as he had his eyes on the ball, going for the cross. And Freddie Ljungberg limps back over the touchline. He's not too happy with life. And Arsenal are not too happy with the scoreline here. Briefly, Gilberto regained their lead with that fine header. Unchallenged, really. Poor marking. But a couple of minutes later, that wonderful finish by Bernard, the third Frenchman on the score sheet tonight, after Henry and Robert. Keown's had to go off to continue his treatment, and there's going to be a fair amount of stoppage time tonight as the England defender returns with Bellamy. Henry, Hughes read the intention. Great layoff. We're squeezing up here, and Gary Speed accepts the space in behind. Laurent Robert. This game back in the balance. And you wouldn't like to predict which way it'll go at the moment. Dyer. Shown a great spirit tonight, Newcastle. They've got themselves a free kick here. And you certainly wouldn't rule them out going on to win this. If they produce many more performances like this, they're not going to be down at the bottom for long, Newcastle, that's for sure. Andy O'Brien, who scored in the 3-1 win here 2 years ago, trying to do so again. Just about 30 yards from goal, and a pretty clear view of it they've given Robert. I hope Jens Lehmann knows what he's doing, setting up the wall here. Well, the shot, fortunately, for him and Arsenal was off target. And it's not Amiobi who's going to be introduced, not for the moment anyway, but the youngster Darren Ambrose for Newcastle. Made his home debut as a substitute in the last 15 minutes against NAC Breda in midweek, and actually scored. Gilberto. There's Perez. Literally went round in circles. Rare opportunity for Toure to get forward. Seagam. Good football, this. Oh, dear me. I don't know what on earth Bramble was thinking of then. To me, the ball was travelling out of play, or certainly out of danger, and Bramble came careering in to totally unnecessarily concede a free kick. And his manager will be furious if this leads to something. Teammates won't be too happy with him either. Henry takes it, looking for the far post, and Gibbon had some difficulty clawing it behind. Corner. Newcastle lead on corners, they're all level on goals. Oof. There was a claim for handball there, and I think it's been given. Jermaine Genus gets off the ground to realise that the referee saw what he considered to be a deliberate handball, and no matter how long and hard these Newcastle players protest, the referee is not going to change his mind. Oh, yes. What was he thinking of? His teammates are claiming he was nudged into the ball, but I don't think he's got a case. And Mr. Riley, I'm sure, will remain steadfast. And one assumes Michaud Henry will step up to the spot with the opportunity to give Arsenal the lead again for the third time in the game. Here he is. Oh, cheeky, audacious, outrageous. But a goal. Only he would have the confidence to take a penalty like that. Remember, he missed his last one against Inter Milan. But that is 13 out of 16 that he has successfully converted for Arsenal. None, I would wager, quite as audacious as that one. Oh, great if it comes off. If Shay Given had stood his ground, it would have gently dropped into his arms. 10 minutes to go. Henry's second of the night. Arsenal lead 3-2. Jermaine Genus has made a very costly error. Newcastle are desperately trying to make a substitution here. And now they will. Looks like Robert's going off to be replaced by Ambrose. He's had a decent game, Robert, but we haven't seen much of him in this second half. And the England under-21 player, Darren Ambrose, comes on. He has a happy knack of getting goals from time to time, as he showed on his home debut. His Premier League debut was on this ground for Ipswich. Here come Arsenal again in full flow. Henry on a hat-trick now, and going the difficult route and almost finding a way through. Home fans are furious. They think they should have had a free kick there. Very speed. Well, is it possible for Newcastle to come back for a third time in this intriguing game? Great run by Dyer. Well, that was a foul, wasn't it? And finally, the whistle has gone. Very unhappy with the referee. But they were very happy with him a couple of minutes ago when he gave the penalty. Into the final 10 minutes of this Barclaycard English Premier League fixture. 3-2 to the home side. And the header across by Shearer, almost picked out O'Brien. And back in it goes again, and no offside, and that was a splendid opportunity for an equalising goal, while offside has been given. Let's have another look at that. Well, it was the right decision, wasn't it? Even though the flag was a little late, it wasn't the player who had the opportunity who was offside. The youngster Ambrose, who'd just come on, he was onside, I think, when the ball was played, but there was at least one other Newcastle player in an offside position. And it's Ambrose back to head out for a throw at the other end. Newcastle haven't won in their last 5 League and Cup games against Arsenal since that 3-1 win here 2 years ago. Here's the capital curse about to strike again here. They thought they got rid of it, but it's come back with a vengeance tonight. A game in which they've made a massive contribution to the entertainment value. looks to be slipping away from them. Bernard. And O'Brien. On to Genus. He's got something to do now to prove a point, having needlessly conceded the penalty kick. O'Brien. Shearer's lurking in a forward position as Ambrose battles to win it back off Wiltor. Well, how often has Shearer come to Newcastle's rescue in the dying minutes of matches? Can he do so again? Will Arsenal maintain their unbeaten start to the Premier League season? If they do, Newcastle could well find themselves bottom of the table by tomorrow. Down the line by Seagon, one back in midfield by Perez, and he's done well here to lose his man. Seagon. It's inevitably getting stretched now, the game, as Newcastle have to go in search of another goal, an equaliser. Dyer. Newcastle's best player without doubt. And then Bernard gives it away. Gary Speed sliding in to win it back. And the ball still fizzing around on this wet top. No offside this time. Thierry Henry slows it down. 5 minutes to go. He knew what he was doing. It's all about keeping possession now for Arsenal. Well, I guess with the two leaky defences on view tonight, it was always going to be a high-scoring contest. The only question was what the final score would be, and that question still remains as Seagon makes an error. Hughes. Gary Speed. Now Bernard. He's giving it away again. And Seagon almost run into trouble, and now he's given it away. Ambrose. It's not a bad ball for Bellamy. Shearer's in behind him. Genus. Dyer. Shearer wanted it right edge of the box. There was no way through. But still Newcastle fight for possession. Gary Speed. Exciting finale here at Highbury. And here's the man you'd want if you are trying to hold on to a slender lead. He's the man you want in possession. Brilliant. Well, he's given it away in the end, but he just bought valuable time for Arsenal there. And the crowd appreciate his contribution. Possible handball there by Dyer has not been given. Remember, Newcastle did score a late goal here a couple of years ago, but that was to seal their win at 3-1. Now they need one to save a point. Perez has it back for Arsenal. One final throw of the dice perhaps for Newcastle, who seem to be about to bring on Shola Amiobi, their England under-21 striker. Seagon. Well, Lundberg is literally, I've forgotten about him because he's done nothing other than around out there. He's still there though. He's kept Arsenal's complement of players up to 11, but he is almost a spectator. So a worrying crop of injuries for Arsenal going into a big week for them. And Liverpool away next week, and in between the match against Lokomotiv Moscow. So So very important psychologically, they hold on for all the points here. As Gary Speed plays one in, Shearer wins the header, but it's gone wide. And Jermaine Jenas, who gave away the penalty that might well give Arsenal victory, is taken off. Why on earth he did it, only he will know. Well, they're supposed to be clamping down on encroachment these days. There must have been about 10 players in the box as Henry virtually chipped it in, and he's still trying to explain his weird response in handling the ball as Amiobi has taken his place in the middle. So they've taken off a midfield player, put on an out-and-out attacker as they go for broke now in the final minute. There will be, I remind you, I would think, substantial stoppage time because of all the injury problems, in particular Arsenal have suffered. We could well be looking at 3 or 4 minutes of that. Bramble. Away by Henry, and what a good header. Pires is all on his own in terms of Arsenal players, and he's done just what he would have wanted. He's won a free kick. Henry, once again, he'll run the ball into the corner, which always infuriates players from the other side, of course, and usually end up getting something out of this. Not on this occasion, but he's there to win it back. Pires. 3 minutes it will be of stoppage time. Not that generous when you think they're supposed to allow something like 20-odd seconds per substitution. There have been a few of them. There have been injuries as well. I wouldn't think Sir Bobby will be too pleased to see 3 minutes when he might have been expecting more, but what can they do with the time that remains? As Bramble pumps it in too long. Away by Olo Toure. Pires. Henry. Telling me how many times he got given the ball away since he came on. He's had a very nervy 20 minutes or so since replacing Ashley Cole. Henry failed to keep that on the pitch, but just about everything else he's done tonight has been magic. It's not very often here at Highbury that you see Arsenal clinging on for the win, but that's what's happening at the moment. This has gone. Foul given against Newcastle United. Campbell complains, but won't get him anywhere. And a quiet night for Alan Shearer for once. And it looks as though Newcastle are going to be left still awaiting their first league victory of the season. Pires trying to flick it back to Henry, who complains about his carelessness. Shearer wins a header at the other end, and then a foul by Amiobi. Frustration for Sir Bobby Robson, and indeed I'm sure he'll have a word to say to Jermaine Jenas about his inexplicable error. Arsenal on the verge of going 4 points clear at the top of the Premier League, at least until tomorrow, when Chelsea play Aston Villa and Manchester United are away to Leicester. Speed pumps it in, maybe for the final time, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Greeted almost like the final whistle by the home fans. But I think they realise that's just about it now. Arsenal are almost home, if not dry, on this rainy evening in North London. And Newcastle, well, their problems continue. They played pretty well tonight in many respects, but they've made crucial and foolish errors. Brambles for the first goal. Genius for the penalty that won it. Wenger celebrates at the end of a trying week for him and Arsenal. Genius's handball gifted them a win. 2 goals by Henry, and Arsenal